And with this breaking news, the U.S. Supreme Court has issued its long-awaited ruling on the Trump immunity case. The justice's ruling that former presidents are entitled to some immunity from prosecution. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom with more. Eric, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. With the decision in my hands here, and it's quite lengthy. I would say it's maybe 100, maybe longer, maybe 150 pages. So it is quite complex, but in a 6-3 decision, the court ruled that former President Trump is entitled to some immunity from criminal prosecution. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote the opinion for the court's majority. It says former presidents have absolute immunity from prosecution for their official actions, but that they do not have immunity for their unofficial acts. Trump faces 3 charges of conspiracy and 1 count of obstructing an official proceeding, all related to his efforts to hold on to the presidency after his 2020 loss to Joe Biden. Now, his lawyers had argued that Trump is entitled to sweeping immunity and that presidents cannot be prosecuted for official acts they take while in office. According to that argument, without immunity, presidents would be hamstrung in office because they'd always be worried they could face charges from a prosecutor who might second-guess their decisions after they leave the White House. Well, the Supreme Court didn't accept that argument entirely, but here's what Chief Justice Roberts writes in the opinion that came out this morning. Quote, "The nature of presidential power requires that a former president have some immunity from criminal prosecution for official acts during his tenure in office, at least with respect to the president's exercise of his core constitutional powers. This immunity must be absolute. As for his remaining official actions, he's also entitled to immunity. At the current stage of proceedings in this case, however, we need not and do not decide whether that immunity must be absolute or instead whether a presumptive immunity is sufficient." All right, so President Trump's case has been on hold while the Supreme Court considered this question. How does this decision affect that? How does it affect that trial? Well, the trial is not likely to happen before the election, most legal experts agree, because the Supreme Court is sending this case back to a lower court to decide whether the actions Trump took after the 2020 election were in an official or in a private capacity. That's a key distinction. That decision is likely to take longer than 4 months, and the election is just a little bit more than 4 months away. Turning now to the latest on President Biden, he is spending time with his family at Camp David, talking about how to recover from the debate last week, which even his supporters say was a disaster. The president didn't answer the question, and according to several media outlets, his family is telling him he should stay in the race. The president, his wife Jill, his children and grandchildren are gathered at Camp David. They went there in part to sit for a portrait to be taken by celebrity photographer Annie Leibovitz. The New York Times is reporting the entire family is united that the president should not quit, but should, quote, get up and keep fighting. His campaign says the debate was just a bad night. Jill Biden tells Vogue magazine that her husband will not let those 90 minutes define the 4 years he's been president. Some family members and donors are blaming the president's advisors for doing a poor job of preparing him for the debate. The president spent several days getting ready, but seemed to lose his train of thought a few times. Biden's Democratic supporters made the rounds on Sunday talk shows to defend him. And here's a sample of that.
I'm with Joe Biden, and it's our assignment to make sure that he gets over the finish line come November, not for his sake, but for the country's sake. I'll tell you, watching Donald Trump the other night, I had to say to myself that this is a sick person. I mean, how do you stand and literally lie every 90 seconds? I don't know anybody like that.
Now, the New York Times and several other major newspapers in editorials over the weekend called for President Biden to bow out of the presidential race. We'll send it back to you.